Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Please check it, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please check this. All of you get my voice on screen. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Sorry for the delay. Alright, sir. What we completed there in the last session, in the last class, just we understand there. Primary key generation algorithms we understood there. Okay. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. Now observe carefully. Here we are going to understand like what their annotation support for primary key generation algorithms. Okay. What exactly the primary key generation algorithms annotation support is available? How we are able to manage it? Try to observe carefully. Right, sir. Hibernate has provided annotation support for the primary key generation algorithms as part of like what package they know, Java Xdot persistence package. Persistence package. Right. What exactly the annotations are available here? Now we have to understand this clearly. First one is at the rate generated value, some parameters here we required. At the rate sequence generated. There also be something else, some parameters here we are going to take. Next one is at the rate table generator. There also be something is existed here now. Observe carefully. Okay, then how to use these things? Here we have to understand clearly. If we observe this clearly, if we want to specify a particular primary key generation algorithm, if we want to provide or if we want to specify a particular primary key generation algorithm, algorithm, then we have to use the following constants from generation type enum. What constants are available here? I'm going to give some constants, try to understand this clearly. First one is like what there, identity is one thing. Second one is what there, sequence. Then after that, another one is like what there, table. Last one is like what there, auto. These are overall four types of constants are existed here. Now here one by one here we are going to understand clearly. Observe carefully. First one is like what I'm telling to you, identity. What is this identity actually? What is the meaning of this identity here? Observe carefully. Identity algorithm is somewhat different. Try to understand. Already we have seen that identity algorithm previously. Am I right or not? Previously we have seen like what there, identity algorithm, right? Now what is this one actually? This is like what their identity generator or identity algorithm only directly. Alright, sir. It represents identity algorithm. That is, it able to generate the primary key value on the basis of like what their underlying database provided identity algorithm. Underlying database provided identity algorithm. It able to provide this. What is this underlying database provided identity algorithm that we are going to see now? It is supported by like what their MySQL database. It's supporting what their MySQL database. Now let me check this. Let me use this file, switch workspace, hibernate. That's it. Wait a minute or let it come. Okay. The same example now. I have to go for like what there. Now EMP10 here we provided. In MySQL here, I need to check this. In MySQL, that's it. Auto increment is available. Now it is getting like what there, int. Int is result, data here we are getting there. Auto increment is available. This is an identity. That's okay, fine. Now here what we have to do there. ENO. This is like what there, ENO. ENO. Int. ENO. Right. Int. Let me have changes there. Right. Now here we provided this total part like this, but here we have to use what their annotations actually. Annotations here we have to use now. What annotations here we are able to use there at the rate entity at the rate table where name is equal to emp10 at the rate id. Now here what we are able to provide there at the rate column name is equal to ename at the rate column envo at the rate column name is equal to esal at the rate column name is equal to eedit here. Now here I need to provide the generation type now. ID here we provided here now. Now here we need to provide some generated value. Generated value. Inside this generation type, then why it is not coming there? Strategy here I think so. Here we have to provide the strategy parameter. Strategy is equal to generation type dot identity is existed here. Okay. Right. So it doesn't require any parameters. No, that's why here we are using directly like this. Strategy is equal to generation type dot identity. That's okay, fine. Now next one is like what there mapping file is not required here. Leave this one. This is not at all required for us. Leave this one. In now here what we have to provide there. Now here we are using like what there MySQL database. To use this MySQL database here, what we have to provide. Right. This we provided. Now get mapping in place of this resource. Here we have to provide like what their class. Mapping, then what we have to provide their class here we have to provide. Fully qualified about the respective employee class here we have to provide com dot durgasoft dot app 15 and entities dot employee. Right, like this. Okay. Right. Then what we are able to do there, here we provided this. Yeah, strategic here we have to provide. Now here app.java, here I'm going to provide some data here. In MySQL database, we don't have any data, I think so. Select star from MP1. That's it. No data is existed now. Let me execute this. Inserted successfully. Mm-hmm. Add MP1 guys. Now observe carefully. Select star from EMP10. Previously one is available. Now it is what there? 2 is a value here. We are getting there. New record here. We inserted there. Right? Okay. Then after that, now it is inserted here. Now this is like what I'm telling there. Identity. So for example, I want to go for like what there? Some CCC 6000 added can be provided. Let us execute this. Another record will be inserted here. Now we can check this. 3 third record is also be inserted here. Okay. This is what we are getting there clearly. Next one. After completion of this, next one is like what there? Sequence. It represents sequence, primary key generation, sequence primary key generation algorithm here it able to understand. Okay. Now observe carefully. After this, what next one here we have to understand now? Sequence algorithm here we are going to understand. How to manage this sequence algorithm here? What changes here we require now? Observe carefully. We need to use generated value annotation, then where we have to provide like what there generation. That means the sequence name also here we have to provide, but sequence generator also here we have to use. I will show that points here. Don't worry for it. Now let's see this content here. Now here, first of all, I need to go for what there employee. Now here generated value, but before that generated value, sequence value has to be generated or not? Sequence value has to be generated or not? Definitely some sequence value has to be generated. So here we have to go for like what there? Sequence generator. Sequence generator. Then insert the sequence generator, then what we have to provide there? Name, some logical name here we have to provide. Okay. Then what is the name here I'm providing here? Sequence generator. That's a logical name that we provided here. Next one is sequence name. Sequence name is equal to, here we can understand in my Oracle database we created a sequence. Say for example, create sequence name. Just I want to say like what is there? My seq increment by 10 committed. My sequence is created. Already previously we have some other sequence also, my sequence that is created. Okay. When my sequence is created, whenever my sequence is created, then here we have to provide that one. So that logical name must be provided to this particular key. Now okay, generation type is what there? Sequence, comma. Then what is the name here we have to provide there? Generator. Generator is available. What is the generator actually? Sequence generator. So in this way here we have to provide. Strategy is what the generation type dot sequence, but sequence does required some input parameters. What parameters required there? Sequence name parameters required. So that sequence name is MySQL, that must be configured with what their sequence generator. Where the logical name is what their sequence generator, that we have to be passed here. That's what guess now. In that figure we are able to provide this. Okay. Now here I would like to use I need to use like what their Oracle database for this. Why? Because sequences are supported by Oracle database. There we have to use hibernate mapping class com dot durgasoftware dot app 15 dot entities dot employee. Okay. Right. Yeah, default sequence name is what there? Hibernate underscore sequence. Definitely. If you're not specifying explicitly, then internally it will search for what there? Hibernate underscore sequence. That is the default name there. That depends on the implementation part anyway. Let us check this whether it is following the same thing or not. Here we have to check for this. Right. Oracle database. Now here we have to check with the description emp10. But here we are getting it, but it is like what the EID. Am I right or not? Now this is like what the EID. I don't know to provide EID here. I want to drop this table, drop table. What we are getting there now emp10. Create a table. Okay, no problem. Commits. Then what next one here we have to do there? Okay. Select the star from EMP1, not EMP1, EMP11. No record is available. Inserted. Now it is getting the value from what there? My sequence. My sequence dot next value. Then it is getting the value clearly. Right, son. This is exactly the meaning of like what there. This is the meaning of getting the data. That means using the sequence primary key generation algorithm through annotations. We are getting that through what their annotations. Okay. Right, sir. Next one is after that. What next one here? Table. Another thing is like what the table. What is this table actually? Right, sir. It is representing hello generated hello algorithm, primary key generation algorithm. Alright, sir. Hello algorithm and table generator. But it should require then what values can we record here? Then I'll show that examples there clearly. We need to have a global resource. Am I right or not? We need to have what there? A global resource here. We need to have in that global resource. Then what is going to be happen there? We need to maintain some column names. Right, sir. Then all the concepts here we are going to understand there. Now try to understand this clearly. So it's on the base of the global resource as well as like what there the value from the configuration canon, so that we are able to get more clarity. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. Now here I want to create a table. I think so. My table is already available there. Does not exist now. Now let me create a table. Create table. My table. Inside this my table. Now it will be like what there. Something else. Some name here I want to provide there. ID. All right, sir. I want to give some number here. Number. Then primary key. Comma. Then after this is idea of the respective content. Next one is what there next to high. The value I want to provide there. Now this is like what there again here number. That's it. Commit. Then after getting this, then what next one here we have to do there. Table is ready. Let's go with our content here. Employee. Inside this we don't want to use that sequence generator. Now here I want to use what there. Alright, now here we have to use like what there table generator here we have to use. In a table generator, then we have to provide some parameters. What parameters here we have to provide the name. Name is equal to generator. Table generator here we have to provide. After providing this table generator, there we have to provide like what there table. What's the name? Name of the table. My table, comma. Then after this table name, PK column name. That means in the global resource, what exactly the primary key column name. Alright, so that is what their ID. PK column value. Initial value for this is what there some 10 here we are able to take. Then after that value generated, value column name. Value column name, that is what exactly the column which is providing primary key value for us. That is what there next to high. Right, so that we provided. Then after that here we have to provide like what there generator is what there table generator. strategy. Generation type is equal to table. Right. These are the values here we have to get clearly. Observe carefully after this. Right. Yeah. 5,000. Right. So now observe carefully. Select an extract from the my table where ID is equal to 10. For update, insert into my table. Value is inserted here. Update my table. It's okay. Insert into MP11 also be. That we are able to get like what there. Select a star from MP11. One is a value here. We are getting there. That's it. Now in that way, here we are able to generate the like value by using like what their hello algorithm. Like what their table generator that we are able to use clearly. Okay. Right. Next one is like what their auto. Right. So now this is what's the meaning of this auto actually? It is almost all. It is same as native. Alright, sir. Depending on the database, we will use the database supported primary key generation algorithm. If we use Oracle, it will be like what their sequence. If we use MySQL, then it will be like what their identity. Right. So now these things here we have to use clearly. Right. The parameters also here we have to provide on the basis of the underlying database here we are using. What are underlying databases here we are using there? On the basis of that only here we are able to provide. Okay. Guys, this auto will show on tomorrow, guys. Then tomorrow I'll go for the remaining part. Alright. Let me check this and tomorrow we will see the auto mechanism, then as well as remaining mechanisms I will show on tomorrow. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. I'll meet on tomorrow.